All right. I have a question for Mrs. Clinton, which is, do you feel like people have ever gossiped about you in a way that's unfair and inaccurate in favor of a guy or a group of guys? So that's my first question. And then I think something else that I wanted to mention, which I don't, I know that everyone's busy. Everyone has other things that they need to think about besides what I personally, am dealing with all the time. Although I guess I'm not sure really what could be more important than stopping children from being raped, and stopping people from being voyeuristically videotaped, especially in your own country. Why it is that you're not taking steps? None of the presidential candidates are doing anything about that. I think that's really disturbing. I don't know what kind of crisis you need to have happen before you put a stop to all of that. Yeah, I will just say, Vermont is a small place. It's a small state. Burlington is a small town. I was not particularly promiscuous. Even if there are people who want to make the argument that somehow I'm so slutty that I brought it on myself, the things that people say about me and all of that. It's just, Vermont is a small town. Burlington is a small state. Sorry, Burlington is a small town. Sorry, excuse me. So I do tend to be kind of hoarse in the morning. Yeah, and I feel like, and also in terms of slut shaming, you don't even have to have done anything. You can be a virgin and still get slut shamed. It's just a question of what a guy who has more power than you feels like saying about you, or what a group of people who may not individually have more power than you feel like saying about you say about you. You have to know that that's the nature of how things have been for women for a really long time. And I have to say, I would have gotten married 10 years ago. I would have gotten married 15 years ago if I had met someone that I thought I should get married to, who had also liked me, and we had been able to develop a relationship. But by the time you're 25 in Vermont, at least when I was there, it was pretty much the dead zone. It really was for single people. You just kind of had to move out of state, and it kind of would get worse by the time if you're female, by the time you're 30 in Vermont. If you're single, you're old. That might be changing a little bit, but at the time when I was that age, that was certainly true. That's really all there was to it, And there's really not there's not only not a lot of places to meet people. There's just not a lot of people. So, I think if I had, and I always had wanted to live in a bigger city. From the time I was in high school, I wanted to go to school in a big city. My parents, particularly my father, did not like that idea particularly. And were really wanted me to go to a small college in a small town, which was the last thing in the world that I wanted to do. But even so, it's just like and some of the things that I went through, I would not really have been able to deal with having a relationship with someone in the first place, because I was so thrown off course by stuff that happened after high school. So, whatever it is, I don't know exactly what it is that you're thinking, or what other people, or what anybody is thinking about this. Anybody, anybody who's part of the presidential race right now. The idea that, oh gosh, it's too bad, what's happening to Lena. Maybe if you ever think that 1XP979, but if it's just a sad fact of life that if you're a woman and you have round heels, that's just kind of the end of it for you, and good luck. It's too bad. You seem pretty smart. You should have been smarter. First of all, people lie. People lie about women all the time. Men bully women, and you know that that's true. And I also just have never really been that promiscuous. Really haven't. If I had been able to have the life that I wanted to have, go out, meet more people in a bigger place, probably I would have met somebody. I would have gotten a real boyfriend. And we would have dated for a couple of years, lived together, that kind of thing, gotten married, and this conversation would not be taking place. But you also have to know that even if you do that, even if you only ever date one guy, get married, and that's all there ever is for you, people are still going to attack you anyway because you're female. You know, that's the sad fact, that none of you seem to be doing anything to try to change that.